It is 5 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 2 o'clock on the West Coast. It is the 1st of February in the year of our Lord 2025, season 15, episode 29, 698 times. You have been welcome to the Clubhouse podcast. For our second show this week, we split it up a little bit this week because it is that time of year. Welcome.
Can I yell it?
Not yet. That's when I introduce you, then you can yell it. Because I don't have much of a voice right now. So normally the Clubhouse podcast, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. We did 3 of the 4 2 nights ago because we knew today we would be live at X Golf in Frisco, Texas. You got an hour till the show starts. Well, not our show starts now, but what we're about to talk about. Go up Preston, just north of Lebanon, on the left-hand side of the road if you're coming north. We are at X Golf, one of our favorite places in the world. Welcome. My name is Rob. I am the executive producer of the Clubhouse podcast. And boy, at some point during the show, it will sound like I'm yodeling. You have been forewarned. Let's go to that's my right. Yeah, my right is the official fact checker of Sooner Gator Productions and a man who watched a ventriloquist last week. You may know him as Zig Bunu, but his mama named him Don Ford. I'm going to call him Don Ford. Hey, man.
My wife got to see Walter. That's all that matters.
You were there, but you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
So
and I
you
got
saw
to see
Walter, too.
But Faith, it made my wife happy seeing Walter, and I got to see Peanut, so I was happy. I saw Jeff Papa.
Okay. At the other end of the table is my co-host and a man who is currently in one of his favorite days of the year. He is Alex.
Wrestling Christmas!
That's what today is. It is the day of the Royal Rumble. Here's a question. Can I call this Royal Rumble 38?
I don't know that you can. I mean, it is, but they've never used the numerical. We can call it that.
I think we're at the point where we should start, especially this one.
Well, when it gets to 40, that's a different story. I think, yeah, because it's a trademark. But again, during the mid-30 WrestleManias, they didn't like putting the numbers or, putting up because it started seeming like getting too old.
Well, that was the Roman number thing.
And X8 and
yeah, but they stopped just WrestleMania like the ones in Dallas at one time.
But I also appreciate that they've always stuck the Rumble as the Royal Rumble and the year that it occurred, because that separates it from Mania that had been pretty much the market cornered on numerals.
I just like the sound of it. Royal Rumble 38. 38.
I'm game with it.
It's a number.
We do want to start the show with an RIP. Ed Wiskowski. You might have remembered him as Colonel De Beers.
Really?
Passed away this week at the age of 80. So a lot of great tributes to him in the industry this week, but we wanted to make sure we mentioned that.
He was such a good heel. What
was it that Flair always said? It's easy to make them love you. It's hard to make them hate you.
And he did it perfect.
If you can make them hate you,
oh yeah,
you can make them love you that way.
And
you could make the money. That's the real
that peeky around when you walk through, and he was. I loved it. Oh, sorry to hear about that.
Quick NWA headline for you: they are returning to Long Island February the 28th. They'll be at the factory in Freeport.
Nice
for a taping.
Yeah.
Some quick TNA headlines as well. Jake something is injured.
Unfortunately,
surgery.
That's unfortunate.
So our latest to him. Alex was at Genesis, and then the next night, or actually that next Thursday, because they were in San Antonio, we did see the new I Believed.
Yes. That was a lot of fun to be in the arena for.
With the
that
J
was
having him in it and the H having the TNA World title in it.
Absolutely.
Steph DeLander has stated she has now gotten the Digital Media Championship in the divorce. One last kick to the crotch to PCO after that entire meltdown.
But when has that man ever made it more than 10 years without a meltdown? Seriously, it's every company.
I'm not saying.
Did they renew him, or is he?
Oh, he's gone.
That's the whole point of the meltdown.
Yeah, yeah.
He was not renewed, and he made a big deal about the fact that he turned down AEW 3 times. Because he was loyal to TNA.
And then they did this, yeah.
But the easy low-hanging fruit there is, okay, then ask them to send another contract.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the man is what? Almost 60 now? And insane, legitimately.
And he's been that old for like 30 years.
Yeah. That when I realized that was the same Pierre Carl Oulet that was in the Quebecers, it's
Yeah.
like, oh my.
I always remember the Quebecers because I had a really good buddy of mine that was at a show when they were big. And as they walked by, he just yelled, "You're from Alabama."
He's actually 57.
Okay, so I was right, almost 60.
PCO is 6 years older than me. Oh, let that sink in.
I don't think we have to. Are you okay,
but
sir?
she also brings a favorite of the show, Mance Warner.
Yes. The only person who checked on me besides Ref Garment after I took the bail shot.
I checked on you. I was right next to
I
you.
meant from that company.
Oh, okay, fair enough. We do have Mustafa Ali has resigned.
I believe that's actually signing. I don't think he ever actually
I thought
had
he
a
did sign the deal.
He signed a deal now, but I don't believe he actually had a contract prior. He was on a per appearance deal.
Right.
Yeah.
But he is now officially signed.
He's officially TNA.
And he's a good heel. I like him.
He's good at everything they've given them.
EY now leads the Northern Armory after he turned on Josh Alexander, as Alexander is now a free agent.
Gee, I wonder who gave him that idea.
You'll get a DM.
I probably will.
So what do you think he'll be tonight?
What?
Josh Alexander?
He could.
It's on the table. Anybody in TNA is on the table right now.
When Alex told me, Alex and I were talking about this, I said, let him come and reunite the North.
100%.
I am here for it.
But I am liking what Ethan Page is doing. That's my only problem with that.
Yeah, but you could still have Ethan Page because he could still be all ego Ethan Page and still be half of the North.
That is very true. Ooh, and they could actually work with a lot of talent coming up as well because they are young enough to do all the things you ask them to, but they're smart with the business.
I had a thought about JBL.
Just one?
Well, for now.
Okay.
Give me the book and the checkbook.
As we do.
There's been no rhyme or reason to who JBL is attacking, where he's attacking them, what company he's doing it in.
Well, technically, I saw somebody say he's only attacking people that annoy him.
Well, that list is long and distinguished.
Yeah.
And never ending.
But what if your end game is he's just Santino's enforcer?
That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense.
He's the new Samoa Joe.
Hey, you leave Samoa Joe out of this.
I'm just saying.
Don't put him down there with that.
I'm just.
No,
I just,
no. You want me to seal the deal on that with the fantasy booking since
ahead.
we voiced on the check in the book?
Yep.
Am I cutting you off from anything?
No, you're good.
It gets revealed because somebody starts giving Ariana Grace a hard time, and he comes in like the uncle just destroying people.
That thing with her and Tessa was weird.
Well, I'm choosing to focus on the bit with her and Ryan, friend of the show, Nemeth.
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious. The Miss NXT to the Hollywood hunk to be Mr. TNA. And
I love her. I
love both of them. She's
just
great.
that first time we got her and Santino in the same shot.
Yes.
Oh,
the
so
proud
cool.
papa.
You will all be happy to know that the transfer window of WWE it expires tomorrow.
Until they decide to change the script.
Well, until they decide to do because we'll get the draft in April.
Absolutely.
Which is my sister's least favorite time of year.
So that's why they're saying like Selena's now going to.
Is Zelina now on SmackDown?
Yeah,
correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird because you're not breaking up the LWO.
But it does make a lot of sense when you realize Andrade's not hitting with the crowd.
Well, that was going to be my next thing.
Okay.
Is let's get her back together with Andrade and get this thing done.
Absolutely. Because with those two together, rocket strap straight to the NXT title, why wouldn't it work on SmackDown?
LWO Blue.
Azul.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I'm going to say this right now. And I know by technical definition, it's what's always been. But I've never liked the phrase winged eagle.
That surprises me,
redundant.
actually.
It's big eagle. It's double eagle.
Okay.
All eagles have wings. All eagles are winged.
But I understand the point because the wing is the I was going to say it's the most pronounced part of the title belt. But it should be the winged belt or something along those lines. I see where you're coming from with it.
It's
I just
big
don't take
eagle,
the issue.
It's double eagle. That's the list.
You want my hot take on that?
Please do.
Big Eagle's the worst title they ever had.
I like Big Eagle as a title.
I know.
Because it's a big eagle.
A lot of people I know
hence the
like it.
name
I
Big
think
Eagle.
it's stupid. It's a big toy. It's when everything started to into the
Or
PG
just
era.
say the Eagle belt.
I liked it when they
No,
put
no,
the blue
that's too
jewel right in the
redundant.
middle of it. That classed it up.
I didn't.
There
I
was
don't
a
know
time
that
when
I've
there
ever
was a
seen
beautiful blue jewel right at the top of it.
Either that or I'm just blanking out on when that happened.
It's very possible. One of Alex's least favorite things in the world has happened in Indianapolis.
Should I mute myself?
I hope not.
Okay. I will
no
try
mute-
not to
There's
swear
no
on
mute
air.
button. That's only a power button on that microphone.
I meant set the microphone far enough away
so
from me
do
that
you
nobody can
know
hear me
what
swear.
has happened in the airport in Indianapolis as people were flying in on Friday?
I know multiple stories, so you're going to have to narrow it down.
There were apparently at the airport in Indy pop-ups from WWE where people could make signs in the airport and take them with them.
I don't have as much issue with that as much as people bringing signs to the shows. Now,
That's the point of what they're doing.
I know, I get what you're saying. I get it. I don't have to like it.
That's fair.
As a vertically challenged individual, if you're not being hilarious, you know what? I'm going to say this. Sign Guy Rick, pass forever. He
Absolutely.
always gets to.
Because he's the OG.
But if you're just holding up a sign of your own face or something, I hope somebody behind you punches you. I genuinely hope they hit you in the face hard enough that you never hold your sign up again.
Now, if somebody wants to have a fat head of me at the show and put it up there, I will not argue.
No, with all due respect, that's still not creative enough. We need to have the logo with
And
it.
as we know, a fat head with me is going to be actual size. Anyway,
And I hate the sign being up the whole one same sign the whole night.
Exactly.
The whole night, all 3 hours. You see it in the same sign. Ay.
Yeah, no, especially when it's something stupid.
Yeah.
Or it's like, here's my Venmo. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You overspent for tickets. Go home.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you got a Cody sign and Cody's coming out to the ring.
Okay. Yeah. Timely.
Yeah,
if you do it timely, I will.
Yeah.
I will give a
Yeah.
wider berth on
Yeah.
that. Absolutely. That's a great point, Tom.
When you have your Timu bloodline sign.
Yeah.
Okay. The first person that did that, funny. Everybody else after
Right.
that, you're unoriginal. Get out.
And the guy that had the fast forward symbol.
Yes.
Always gets a pass.
Also known as the Mercedes Monet button.
One of my favorite things about the Rumble is when they do by the numbers. This is
Oh,
really,
yes. It's
to me,
fascinating.
This is the only plea that should be done for. Because the Rumble is about the numbers.
that is fair, but I
got one exception, if I can.
I think there's multiple sections, but go ahead, Don.
I'd say the stats of Money in the Bank cash-ins only when Money in the Bank time. You know how many
but
people.
that should be the only.
And that's
one.
all. And I agree with that.
Don't go farther down the
Yeah,
rabbit.
no,
hole.
no. I'm just
The
saying.
Rumble
Yeah.
to me is the only
Yeah.
plea that there is a rabbit hole of statistics,
Oh,
which
yeah.
we will see
Yeah.
tonight, that I love. And my favorite of them is, for those of you unfamiliar, there's a men's Royal Rumble, there's a women's Royal Rumble. The winner of each of those gets their choice of champion to take on at WrestleMania.
Yes. Then the big check.
61% of the winners of the Rumble do win it.
When I saw that stat, that was significantly lower than I thought. I would have guessed like 3/4. When I saw 61%, I was like, that entirely got skewed by two men. That entirely got skewed by Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. End of list.
And I can't see any other, except that saying that Money in Bank cash-in who wins only during that promo season. Beyond that, SummerSlam,
No, you're absolutely right.
Maybe you like this when there's a big match and he's won 20 out of whatever.
Now,
SummerSlam.
May I
can
make
give
an
you a
addendum?
couple.
Yeah.
One, give me a couple of numbers when it comes to Elimination Chamber or War Games.
Okay.
That's the list. Because
My-
Hell in a Cell's become a joke.
My statement is do the stats from the start of the year through Money in the Bank. I am cool with you because it's that same bridge that gives you the statistics to work with. It's why SportsCenter worked forever. You give somebody material to work with to understand what they're watching and encapsulate those that are like, okay, well, how many times has this happened? Because I said this yesterday, and I can't remember what we were watching. If another announcer says that's the third most all time and doesn't tell me the top two,
Phil and Shannon in the house.
I'm going to hit somebody. Give me who's ahead of that third that you're referencing. Now, if you're saying the eighth, I'm not going to ask you to list 7. Maybe give me a top 2 or 3. But if you're just going to tell me it's this, show me why. And that's where I like it. I want them to do something. And here's where the only reason I disagree with you, I would love to see them do like an offshoot for YouTube or something of that ilk, where they do a Sports Center like update for the show using things like that, whether it be statistics, whether it be certain anomalies. It doesn't have to be
or
long.
if somebody
it can be 5,
wants
10
to give
minutes.
us a Manning cast version, we'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if we don't put it out there to the universe, it don't get answered. I'm just saying.
I'm not going to say the thought I had because it would be mean.
Okay, fair enough. Let's run the card real quick. There's only 4 matches on.
But
this
we can
card.
agree Don's definitely Archie.
He is the oldest, I guess.
That's the point.
Okay. There's only 4 matches on this card.
Right, which we have historically seen the Rumble plea, or when it was a pay-per-view, all of those usually had shorter lists on the matches, just because those Rumbles, or even the Rumble itself, just take long.
Now, when it goes 2 nights, like I know it will.
Eventually.
Let's go to before we get to the Rumbles themselves, let's go to the other 2. You have a 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championships.
I love that they're doing this.
On the line. I don't have the voice right now.
I know. I get that.
DIY Motor City Machine Guns. These 2 teams can go.
Absolutely.
If I still contend to this day the fact that TNA has not released just a DVD or Blu-ray of the best of 7 Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money. The fact that that does not exist is a problem.
I think we also realized that there was a problem with that because of the ownership changing around that time where they started to try to do DVDs. But now that there is, say, I don't know, a big brother that can help them with this, put it into the universe.
But the reason I say that is I am willing to put that level, because that best of 7 is the best series of matches I have ever seen in my life.
I have one other in that same vein. What if we did more of a best of series matches? Because the other one I want in there is the old school, when you go back to the WCW TV title, that series that Booker T and Benoit had. That was amazing. I know why you don't do that, but at the same time, I'm going to say it anyways.
But what I was saying was, the reason I say that is I am willing to put expectations on this match that I put on that best of 7. Because these 2 teams, they're very similar in style. They work with just about anybody.
Yep.
They work well together, as we have already seen. This is going to be, now this being 2 out of 3 falls will take some more time.
But at that same time, you remember the historical to the 2 or 3 falls, because back at one point, there were territories and even the NWA itself at one level that you couldn't win a title unless it was 2 out of 3 falls. So I dig this also being the guys that respect the old school coming into the new school, and they're going to put on a show.
And just to reset, we are at X Golf in Frisco, because we're going live right now, because that's what we do. That's how we roll. It's how we get down.
Oh, get loud. Come on.
There we go.
There we are.
We're going to have the whole thing up. We're going to have the audio up. I've been here since noon.
Yeah.
Setting all this up. So
I thought I was early and you were like, I'm done. And I was like, oh, okay.
And that was me taking my time.
Yep.
Just because I'm not well. But who walks away in this match?
Don, would you like to go first, or would you like me?
I think in the end, this will be a barn burner, like you're saying, because the Machine Guns, I always remember them from ROH and some of the great tag team battles they had there too. Don't forget, I know Beer Money, but they had some great in ROH also, with the Briscoes, with the Bucks, with War Machine. I would honestly say in the end, I'm going to say that I think, not give a spoil to the next one we're going to bring up, but I'm going to say that this will be the only belt that will change tonight.
Well, technically that is a spoil, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Because one of the good things is we already know what we're saying before anybody else. Right. But I want to ask a quick question before we get into that prediction aspect.
Go ahead.
Are we all in agreement that it's going to go the full 3 falls?
Absolutely.
Nobody's sweeping.
Yes.
Okay. And you said you think
those are stats I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of how many 2 out of 3 falls didn't go 3.
I can only think of a couple.
There's been a couple actually relatively recently.
I want to say Miz was involved in one.
And Benoit was another. I remember that.
But Don, you said who to win again?
Machine Guns are going to take
Do you think
the
Machine Guns?
I
actually, to tell you the truth, I think it's going to be DIY 2-1. But I think the third fall is going to be something schmozzy.
Okay.
If this belt does not change hands tonight, which actually I think it will change at Mania.
Okay.
Machine Guns are going to have their moment at Mania this year. Book it.
But I think it's when we get to Mania, it's going to be this same thing we've been seeing with all of these different tag teams. I think we're going to return to that ladder match, like when we had Awesome Truth finally win their first titles. I think we're going to have that exact same opener that's going to absolutely destroy night one of WrestleMania. And it's at least, at minimum, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Pretty Deadly, and Los Garza, and maybe one other surprise team.
I texted you about Los Garza last night.
I know, but that's the name.
Correct, but it just doesn't sound right. Before we get into our next prediction, we have a crate to go through.
Let's do it.
For those of you unfamiliar, they're AEW, which is not on the docket tonight, but we cover all things professional wrestling, win, lose, or draw.
Quick note.
Yeah.
If we pass on everything and you're
Go
not
to the
here,
swag table.
you're not going to have the opportunity. But anybody that's here, if we pass on stuff and you want it, shout it out. It's yours.
Yeah, and we got a whole swag table. You go take whatever you want. Trust me. There's less I got to bring home.
Yeah.
So every quarter, AEW sends out a crate of random stuff.
Semi-random.
Don subscribes, but he does not open the crate. We actually unbox it live on air. Here's how it works. I will be the only one that knows what the items are.
True.
Once I reveal the item, Alex has first rights to refusal.
I believe Don does.
Okay, I thought it was the other way around.
No.
Okay,
We
Don has
remember
first rights to
we did it because I originally did the crate. Don picked up the slack and has taken priority.
Yeah.
If Don passes, it goes to Alex. If Alex passes, it goes to me. If I pass, it goes to the swag table.
And anybody who is here can take anything they want on that swag table or out of this crate if we pass.
There are 2 shirts in the crate.
Oh,
I'm going
boy.
to reveal one of them now.
And in true wrestling tradition, most of the shirts are black.
Not going to lie, this is kind of dope.
Are you hoping it falls to you? Yes or no?
I'm good either way.
Okay.
Because I got 4 drawers full of these shirts.
I still don't have a closet, so.
Maybe a little bit delayed in its merchandising.
Oh, boy.
But it is the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. That's a sharp
Oh,
looking
that
shirt
is
right
that
there,
is a
brother.
slick shirt.
That is dope, but I'll pass.
It's so many words.
It kind of matches your Jacob Fatu shirt.
It does kind of go with the Fatu.
Yeah, it works very nicely.
You know what? For the sake of it, I am going to pass.
I'm going to pass as well because I want there to be stuff
Okay.
on the swag table. That people
I want to hear it. Anybody want American Dragon shirt? Anybody at all? Come on.
Bryan Danielson.
I'm just going to put it
Okay,
on the table.
going on the swag bar.
All right. Ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. For those of you unfamiliar, if you look at the front of our table, there are 2 belts hanging on a hanger. This is the official WWE hanger that they use.
Mhm.
Those belts will be held above the ring, 15, 20 feet.
Depends on how big the ladders they buy are.
The object is climb the ladder, take the belts, because there are 2 belts. Take the belts down to win.
I believe there's only one now.
Oh, because Kevin Owens.
Because he took it away because it's really just the
He'll
Universal
put it
that's
back.
on the
They'll
line.
put it back up.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think. they'll
Wait,
put it
hey, you know as much as we do at this
Yeah.
point, unless you're backstage, in which case you got work to do. Go do something.
Holler at somebody. Alex.
See, this is one of those ones where I wanted to ask the question a little bit differently because I think we all agree who we think is going to win.
Yeah.
But who do you want to win? And the way I'm going to answer that is I believe Cody will win, but I really want Kevin to win. You know that's my dude. That's one of my favorites above all.
Yeah, he's had the belt for the whole year. They're not going to dump it right now.
It's been 9 months. It's been 9 months.
Yeah, I know, but still, I mean, they'll keep it to Mania where he has it for a year, defend it, and they can make the new storylines coming up with Cody versus KO would not be the great storylines from Mania.
I want to put a pin in that real quick.
I mean,
I want to put a pin in that.
In their mind thinking.
Yeah.
So honestly, I will
It's
love.
it's the box office.
Yeah, I will.
versus-
Yeah, I would love to see KO win, but he's not. Cody's going to retain the title in the end.
Rob?
This belt does not change hands.
No.
It just doesn't. It's going to be a great match because these 2 can go.
Yeah.
But for him to finish the story at Mania and then drop it at a Rumble,
they've had people quote unquote finish a story at Mania and then lose it at Backlash. Come on.
Yeah, but they're not Cody Rhodes.
That's
And
also
really-
fair.
it really-
We know that based on this being the Rumble, there is a massive story that involves Cody having the belt.
And when was the last time they changed the world title at the Rumble? How long
You know,
has it
I had
How
the
long
same
has it been?
discussion yesterday. It has not happened in a very,
been?
long time.
Yeah. So I don't see it changing tonight either.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling we're gonna have a lot in common, which is why I want the who do you want versus who do you think it will be.
Show the other T-shirt.
Let's go.
It is not a black T-shirt.
Oh,
Ooh.
just spite me. Thanks, universe. Right in my face.
If I had the access to do such things,
Would
I
you
would
call
have-
executive privilege?
I would have to change the video format of what we're doing to look more like VHS.
Oh,
Oh,
no. Oh
I
boy,
see
here we
this one
go.
coming.
It's exactly what I thought it was.
It is the Outrunners.
The youngest man alive.
So hairy. So hairy.
So 1987.
So just the fact that they even do the Predator
Yes.
thing, I can't. I told you, I've said this a billion times. This is a gimmick that should not be over, much less on the level that it is.
But I still maintain it's arguably one of the most important parts of a brand. It is the most important part of a roster. You need those people that can be entertaining without having to be title threats or things like that.
I'm an 80s music
So go
fan,
for it.
so I gotta
Go
take
for it,
I'll
Don.
take
That's
it.
all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
for
screen.
Yeah,
That shirt might as well have said Don Ford across the
Yeah.
back.
I love the 80s. You know
Yeah.
that.
Well, it was when you peaked.
Okay. Yeah.
Women's Rumble will probably be first.
At least one person got that joke. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And we have the Rumbler Tumbler here. I've already had people asking me to get in on this, so we don't want to take the full hour because
Yeah.
Women's Rumble. Who you got?
But this is, again, who do you think it will be? Who do you want it to be? Don.
Who's gonna win? It's gonna be Charlotte, and I'll tell you the reasoning on my other pick. But
Well-
Charlotte Flair's gonna win tonight.
But I think we all think Charlotte's
Is
going to
that
win.
heart or head?
That's my head.
I think we all
Yeah.
of our
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's why you
all of
want to
our
split it
logical
up.
pick
Yeah.
is Charlotte Flair.
But who do you want it to be?
Right now, I'm kind of in the. Bailey's been having a good year. I like to see her do back to back.
That would be interesting. Give the first women's back to back, but,
But it would
there's
be
no
right after
story.
the third men's back to back.
That's true.
I
That,
feel would
that might be
diminish
too
it.
soon.
It would diminish it to me.
I do like the Bailey pick. Like honestly, off the top of my head, I'm struggling because I have a pick that is really out of left field and would never happen. I want it to be Stephanie Vaquer,
Ooh, I'm here for it.
but I think it's going to be Charlotte. How about you, Rob?
My heart pick,
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne Perez.
I was expecting a different one from you. I was genuinely expecting a person who said she's not there.
For those of you that don't know, Jordan Grace has said she's in Austin this weekend.
Still look like a fake printout to me.
My
Nice
heart
try,
wants-
Patty.
My heart wants it to be Roxanne Perez.
Is there any bias in that?
A little bit.
A little bit of
Little
bias?
bit. But I think she's also earned the shine.
I really wish Richard was here right
I
now
know.
to hear that.
But my long shot pick, I'd like to see Selena Vega.
That's a good one. I could
Just
roll
out of
with
the
that.
blue. She's been so.
She's been queen of the ring.
Yeah. Is there any other names you'd want to throw out there as potential heart picks, Rob, besides Jordan Grace and Roxanne?
Vaquer would be a great pick. We could have a returning Jade Cargill.
My only problem with that one is I'm worried that she's still not ready to be a solo star, but I get that.
You've also got, even though there's been pushback for her to return tonight, you've still got Becky Lynch out there.
That is true.
And today being February 1st, my wife got me a little WWE wall calendar for Christmas.
Nice.
Becky is February.
Ah, okay.
All
The
right.
the other one I wanted to throw out there, and this you want to talk about left field? I'm talking about the parking lot. Dakota Kai. She got a lot of shine in that women's
I thought she
intercontinental
was out
title.
injured again.
I don't know that she's officially injured because of that group. It was actually Kairi Sane that was hurt. I don't know if Dakota Kai is too.
Don, we have item, we have flag, we have second item, we have pin, we have micro brawler, we have poster, we have autograph.
And if this is the first crate for anybody, these items can get a little strange.
Let's do poster.
Poster.
Boo! Oh, getting the boring out of the way. It's okay. Uh-oh.
Let's see how boring it is.
I have a funny
I will
feeling.
punch both of you in the face
What's going on right now?
for demeaning the poster.
Is it MJF? Okay.
He's not going to tell us.
Oh.
Oh,
I
I'm
have my role.
passing.
Pass.
I am passing.
That's
I'm
This
auto
is-
passing
This is
because
the poster for Revolution last year, which was Sting's last match.
it feels weird to say that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
He
yours.
said after this year, he's put even the face.
Even the face paint's gone. Did you see what he's doing at appearances now?
Yeah.
He grew out the beard, so the paint's over the beard. That's all you. That's all you,
Cesar
Rob.
Romero jokering it.
Exactly.
Okay.
But he's doing it well because, he's got decades of experience.
Men's Rumble. Who you got?
But before we get to that, if anybody wants to know why we pass, Sting is unequivocally
Yeah.
Rob's leader.
I kind of call it the Sting rule.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
for
Or the MJF
head
rule.
or
Yeah.
heart for me,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much a no-brainer that Cena wins. I want it to be Sammy. The same reason I want it to be KO. I want this version of Kevin and Sammy to have that next level absolute ladder war like they would have back in ROH when they put on the most insane and technically savvy and entertaining and violent matches I've ever seen. I want KO versus Sammy at Mania, but I think we're going to get Cena Cody.
Okay, I think it's going to be Cena who wins on the head. Unfortunately, as much as I love the Wanchina. But I think the reason why they're going to do that, it's going to be the run for 17. Is it going to be a Flair or is it going to be Cena getting the 17? Because this will be Charlotte's number 17 or 16.
I don't believe that's accurate.
Or
I
she's
think
16.
she's at 14.
No, she's at least 15. I know that. If not 16.
Well, that
I
depends
thought
on.
they said 14 in the video package.
They said 14 in
okay.
the video package, but they're also counting the NXT title in that one. So asterisk,
Yeah.
maybe.
So I think that'd be the run of the Flair versus Cena tally run.
But you know what, Don? You may have just pointed out why it wouldn't be Charlotte in the Rumble because she'd have to do a little hot potato between now and then to get to the 17. But that's good booking. You are the one that came up with the Bailey 2 belts.
Yeah, but I would say also who I'd like to see win it, like you're saying, either Sammy or I think what's going to happen, Punk is going to be schmozzled out by KO, or maybe he'll pull the beat up Punk and he doesn't get in and KO takes the spot.
And
ruins
wins the
WrestleMania
Rumble.
dream.
I'll tell you what. That's the next level. I want Sammy to win with KO winning the belt, or I want KO winning. We're good.
Yeah,
We're right there.
He takes out
Because he's done it before.
Yeah.
KO on at least 2 different Rumbles has had a match and then entered the Rumble.
Yeah. So he loses the ladder, but then he takes out CM Punk, and I just ruined your WrestleMania dream again. See you later.
And Heyman still owes Punk, and that's the whole.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Cena's the logical pick.
But
he's not going to win at Mania. I don't think
Ooh.
he gets a title run in this thing. I don't think he does.
Well,
if he wins,
I think this farewell tour is his opportunity to put over the people he wants to pass the torch to. And
he has to beat Solo at least in this run.
well, yeah, but still. That's the logical pick.
Okay.
I would love to see Punk go, but I think he and Seth will cancel each other out.
Yeah.
He and Seth and McIntyre may all just eliminate each other at the same time at this point.
That would be a fun spot if you have all of them trying to get each other out, and whoever your eventual winner is has that HBK moment from his first Rumble win where he just original speared Yokozuna and Vader, who both outweighed him by about 250 pounds and knocked both of them over the top.
Who do I want to win?
Yes.
The megastar.
I'm sorry, who?
L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I'd
like to see that.
He's over with the crowd. There is a glaring omission that none of us has said.
What about
The most
Roman?
the most over person in the company right now.
Who's that?
Jey Uso. He is wait. How long has it been since a men's entrant has gone from like number 1 to the win?
It was Ray, wasn't it?
I believe it was, and that was
Ray and Shawn have done it.
Right. Ray did it
And
18
Benoit.
years ago. Benoit was 2.
He was second.
Oh, he was
But
number 2.
technically,
It was the
same
start.
amount
Yeah, it was the same
because-
amount of time,
Yeah.
but the entrant number. And I believe that makes the most sense because there's no doubt in my mind that number 1 or number 2 is Jey Uso. He's got to get the entrance just for the entire crowd to get into it. but he's also the guy that can do that kind of a long run. And he has enough of the backup where you might be able to tell those little stories that makes the Rumble match so entertaining. Because, yes, there's a start and there's a winner, as there is with pretty much anything. But you have those little moments that tease what that road to WrestleMania is going to look like. So what you have is Jimmy having to pick helping Jay or helping Roman at one point, and you have that kind of a dichotomy. And there's little stuff like that during the Forearm Fest as Luke Gallows calls Battle Royal.
Benoit was number 1. Orton was 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember Heyman had that thing against him. You're going in as number 1.
He's the fact checker.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah.
All right. What are we doing next on?
Let's do item 2.
Item 2.
Item number 2. Number 2.
It's funny that you mentioned it being item 2.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
You're going to look at this and you're not going to know what it is.
Okay.
Because I had to look at the card to tell me what it was. It is another item from my leader.
Uh-oh.
But allow me to show you what this actually is.
Now, to clarify to anybody, Rob does not look ahead of time, but they do include a small card that clarifies all the items that are or should be in the crate. I thought it was
inflatable bat.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good.
It's thing roll.
I'm going to pass. Wait, I have a question. Are you going to take it?
Yeah, because I'm going to inflate it after the show.
Okay, fair enough.
I got enough hot air. All right, as the card stands, great the card.
I see this as a high potential card,
Yeah.
but there's not much on it. So for me, it's a B with a chance to grow.
The MC machine guns will be great, but I think the 2 winners of the Rumble are going to be too predictable. Now, if there is a surprise winner of one of the Rumbles, if it's not Charlotte or if it's not Wanchina, then I will give it a higher grade. But right now, for the Rumble, give it a B.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a great show. I'm at an A- on this show.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
excited for this show.
I am happy that you're excited. I am on the fence, but I hope. I definitely have hope.
We definitely want to send a shout out. Triple H will be your 2025 Hall of Fame headliner. And my God, that shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, that shirt's amazing.
I just love that the announcement he didn't know. And neither did Stephanie.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Stephanie didn't know.
Allegedly, Stephanie didn't know either. The person who made the call on it was Nick Khan. That's been reported widely. But the way they told it with Shawn and Taker coming out, and even the look on Mr. Levesque's face when he turned and was just like, what? Why is that playing?
They also just they're showing right now on the pre-show that the WWE LFG, see what you did there, it premieres because there's not enough going on February 16th.
Yeah.
On A&E, because that's also the night of your SNL 50 3-hour special, as well as the return of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yep.
Okay. Item 1.
Item 1.
Item 1.
What are you doing?
I'll show you.
I'm going to need you boys to look away because I
Okay.
really want to unbox this.
Oh, look at you, ceiling.
Oh, wow. Look.
Lights
Wow.
and pipe. There's a lot of TVs over there. Oh, I'm just judging Phil Maher's stroke in the bay. That was was that 110? 110 on the distance? 110 yards with a driver. That's right. It's in posterity now.
Okay.
Now, Alex has said that the items sometimes are very strange. I thought this was a flag.
Do you have a flag?
It is not.
It is.
Ooh.
It's not. I'm literally looking at air ducts right now, waiting to find out what this is.
It is a Will Ospreay pillowcase.
What? Bruv.
You know what?
You know what the worst part is? I know who wants this. I 1,000% know who wants this.
That's too strange. I want it.
You want it?
Yeah.
Take it.
That has never happened before in a crate, ever.
A
Any form
pillowcase.
of betting has never been in a crate.
I can't wait till we cut to the show in like 3 weeks, and he's like, "Yeah, I need another pillowcase because Faith stole it."
He's ordering another crate, so he has a matching.
He's like, "My wife just keeps burying her face in her Will Ospreay pillow. I don't know what to do."
So
Your wife.
Oh, Faith.
How do you not pay attention to the old show you're on?
I thought you said Jay.
We're 3 feet away from each other.
I just work here.
Okay.
at the end of NXT.
Professional show.
By the way, calling the finisher the War Machine keeps me at bay for now.
It does.
Yeah.
It does pander, but it's worth it.
Right. I'll take it for now. And we also want to say JD McDonough is recovering after
Yes.
that.
Oh
horrible
God, that
spot
was.
on
I
Raw.
thought I was so scared.
Well, apparently, what we thought had happened didn't actually happen to him. He wound up with a couple of broken ribs and a punctured lung.
And refused to cut the match short.
Yeah, and
That-
he wouldn't let H.
That tiny man with a giant head is a
That's called
battler.
respect.
That man is
Yeah.
a walking caricature.
Yeah.
He really
Hey,
is.
did you see the tweet from the referee?
No.
He's like, I talked to JD multiple times, had H in my ear yelling, and was like, we got to cut it short. We got to make sure JD's okay. And he's like, if you stop this match, I will hurt
And
you.
then still does a high spot.
And it does multiple. I have been a long defender of the Irish Ace. I feel like I am vindicated right now.
So how long do you think he's going to be out?
Oh, that's going to be a couple months at least.
Up to 4 months is what I'm reading.
Right.
So the February 25th NXT will be in Cincinnati, which is where Collision was 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
And the color bars at the end apparently was not used in the replay.
Oh.
And we have no indication of who that reference is.
Hmm.
But it will be, it's somebody that's going to show up at Vengeance Day.
I wonder if that's Jordan. I know she signed a multi-year deal, but she has exclusively so far worked with NXT and the Rumble last year.
So, rumors of the AEW pay-per-views to be available on Amazon Prime.
Prime Video is going to carry him?
That's the
Ooh.
rumor.
I'll take him with Brian. Well,
I don't know how I feel
I
about
don't
that.
know why Max isn't just doing it, but
But
also Grand Slam Australia is
Yeah.
going to start at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on the 15th.
Thank you for
But-
DVR. Yes, I love you, DVR.
Well, no, that's gonna
do
be
it for me.
That's going to be a plea on Max.
Right, but what I'm saying is I'm not watching it live.
But
I'm old.
I now know why.
what is that?
Uh-oh.
What else is that night?
Remind me of the date.
Oh, I know.
February 15th.
Oh, I thought it was the Saturday night main event. No, that's
No,
okay. That's okay. That's July. Never mind.
that's Vengeance Day.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'll have Vengeance Day. As Vengeance Day goes off the air, Grand Slam Australia will start.
I feel like they might book to start an hour earlier or end an hour earlier just to give enough dead time that people are like, yeah, we'll get it later.
You're not wrong. All right, Don, we've got
This is a
Micro
big
Brawler
crate. I love the
item pin.
Pin.
the pin.
The pin is someone that I feel like Alex used to be on board with, but isn't anymore.
Oh, this ought to be interesting because I have been known to flip flop on people.
It's not
With
just
reason.
a nice pin. It's a glamorous pin. It is one Mariah May.
I've never been in on
I
her.
thought you were in it for-
No,
I'll take because you guys know I like the pins.
I like people who have talent.
Oh, fair enough. By the way, Brody King, Buddy Matthews.
Speaking of which, why is there a Texas Radio Hall of Famer just sitting by himself? This is weird.
it's a legend right there, sir.
It's like, are you just being antisocial, Mr. Reiner? I appreciate that. That's that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. And Rob just Rob's like, I can die now, and I'm gonna try.
Oh, my goodness mercy. We love being on Stolen Water. It's just
It's
every
awesome.
day is an adventure.
Yeah.
Sunset Lounge DFW on
Something
Patreon.
else.
Sunset Lounge DFW on Patreon.
And we have that recorded.
I tried to aim the microphone.
Brody King, Buddy Matthews, Julia Hart are now the Hounds of Hell. So adjust your
Yeah.
roster accordingly. Which there's another dark horse for tonight.
I want that. You know that is somebody I have always backed up.
Yeah, because he's
Excuse me,
done.
sir. It's Alistair if he shows up.
I thought he was.
He was
I don't know.
Malachi in AEW. He was
Right.
Alistair Black.
But he could bring the Malachi name with him.
I don't think he
because
would,
it's
though.
14.
Hold on. Oh, I thought we talked about a month ago. We brought this up, and I heard rumors. They go, no, he's staying. He said he's staying.
No, he stayed till his contract was up. So
That
he
was
did
it.
not
He
renew.
was saying that
Did
he
not renew.
can't do anything until his contract was up. He didn't say
Oh,
anything
really?
All
else.
right, we got to
Okay.
burn
Yeah.
out these last three things because we got to get ready for the
um,
Tumblr.
Yeah,
we got to
the,
start
Michael Brawler.
getting the fun.
Micro Brawler.
Ooh, this is always a fun one. Uh-oh.
He was teased this week as a return to AEW.
Okay.
He is the hologram.
Pass.
Pass.
All right, you guys know I like the Micro Brawlers.
I know you do.
Well, the only thing about this is another item in the
Item.
We always
Yeah.
do the autograph last.
Yep.
Item.
It is a pair of socks.
Okay, we're in my wheelhouse. Let's go, socks.
And if you wear these socks,
Oh, no.
you will always smile. It's Willow Nightingale.
I'll pass.
I like Willow, but
It's kind
I'm
of
not.
weird. The Nightingale is in the Nightmare font.
It is. It is in the metal band font. I'm gonna pass, but
I'm gonna put this on the swag too.
I feel like that's a
We love the
great
Willow.
one for the
We
group.
love the Willow Nightingale.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Should have always won those matches.
Yep. All right. The autograph.
Okay.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, I didn't know Alistair. I thought he was going to stay with the AEW.
Oh no, he was doing the company thing to try and not anger Tony Khan to extend his contract.
Okay, this is one of the
Like
cooler,
one Ray Phoenix.
This is one of the cooler 8x10s I've seen.
Oh really?
Much
And
less.
and
of
you
this
are
person.
holding it landscape. I don't know if that's an
No,
indicator.
it is.
Okay. I do prefer the action autographs versus the
And at least two of us are
headshots.
fans of this person.
At least two of us. Can you tell us which two?
At least you and I.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know Don's true feelings on this person.
Usually when it's that, it's me being the dissenter.
You being our degenerate gambler, you know that
That is fair.
There's a rule.
Uh-huh.
What is that rule about gambling?
Don't gamble anything you're not willing to lose.
Well, there's that.
The house always wins.
The house always wins.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm taking
It
that.
is.
You
Julia
take that.
Hart.
No, that's
Is
a
that
great
not
one.
Yeah.
dope
That is a
picture?
really good one.
And
And
their
plus,
autograph too.
Wildly
that.
underrated theme music
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
And I
like
love that she
would-
does
yeah.
a heart and then scratches it out.
Well, I also like that she lip syncs her own theme.
I-
You lip sync.
We
your
have
own theme,
talked.
I'm
We
here
talked
for it.
about this on the show where I was like something about seeing a performer enjoying their own music, being into it, just brings you in a bit more. Whether it be the crowd singing along with the stupid Seth Rollins song, or
Hey, I got on TV doing that.
I don't care. It's still stupid.
I will not call that thing stupid because it got me on TV.
But
Speaking of
I
which,
like seeing the crowd and people getting involved in
well,
the
we
music
also have to
aspect.
say before we wrap this up, keep your eye as you're looking down the entryway on the right side. My sister and her husband are at the Rumble. They were on SmackDown last night.
Yep.
Somebody didn't recognize her, and I don't want to mention any names, but his initials are Don Ford.
I haven't even know she's there.
There was a little girl there.
Yeah, it's my sister.
Okay, Kale, if you're watching on there, I need you to remove the beanie because we're going to use your head as a beacon
Okay.
to
Yes.
find
So
you.
I do want to add one thing though. Wrestling that they did announce Dark Side of the Ring season 6, March 25th.
Yeah, I think we were going to save that.
Yeah, I'd say that for next week's show.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
we
'Cause I got the list.
talked
But
about
we
that
are
before
going to
that.
be here all the way through the Rumble right here at X Golf in Frisco. Come hang out with us. The show starts in 13 minutes. We're going to get things set. There's a QR code right there.
ish.
I had to think about it. when I
It's
did it
it's
earlier.
either there
Right
or here.
There.
One of us.
Scan it. You can get to all of our social media. You can
Thanks.
follow me on your social medias if you like. Everything is yes, that Rob Irvin. That is spelled ERVIN.
I am Vexploit on all social media. If you'd like to help out the show, please go to ProWrestlingTees.com and search for the Cheap Popcast. That's ProWrestlingTees.com, the Cheap Popcast. We got a lot of different shirt options, a lot of different color options within those designs. If you are an artist and want to contribute or have any suggestions, you can reach out to me at alex@theclubhousepodcast.com.
And that URL to get those awesome shirts. They even make me look good. ProWrestlingTees.com/cheap podcast. And that Twitter, I'm at Boonoo at GBNUEU. If you want this madness to your place, like we're doing right now, email me, Don at theclubhousepodcast.com.
You guys just went full on Micro Machines guy from the 80s with that speed.
Hey, wait, but we nailed it. We nailed it.
You nailed it.
Don, don't.
Email
Come on.
Don if you want us to come do this at your establishment. You can email me questions, comments, concerns. Tell me to go pound sand. I'm Rob at theclubhousepodcast.com. Charlotte Marshall is on Pinterest, but right now she's in Indianapolis.
She's on the floor
That's right.
in Lucas Oil
She
Stadium.
sent me a video from where they're sitting so we know where to look. Our normal show every Thursday night live at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific is your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. So until next time, for Alex, for Don, for the Empire, I'm Rob. Clubhouse is closed, and I have to walk back here because I have to do the thing. Brittany Palmer still doing what she does, how she does it.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.